Well, Ohio State defensive coordinator Jim Knowles sent a message to his Buckeye defense on Tuesday when he met with the media and noted that he didn't name a player of the game for the Ohio State defense in their win against Marshall. Anthony Maglin here on Ohio State Buckeyes on SI. And yes, Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator for your Buckeyes, said that, hey, they didn't live up to the standard. And oftentimes in games like Ohio State versus Marshall, it's never a question of the scoreboard. Ohio State should win that game 100 times out of 100, and they certainly did. They took care of business 49-14. But for the defense, it was a sluggish start. It was a sluggish first half, and one that kind of left you thinking, hey, this team can be exposed in certain areas. Marshall got the opening kickoff, went 75 yards right down the field to the house, had a couple nice third down conversions on the opening drive, and again, that ended in the paint. And then if Ohio State didn't get lucky with a phantom penalty, Marshall would have had the ball first and goal with a chance to tie the football game midway through the second quarter. Instead, Quinshon Judkins went 86 yards to the house the other way and really put the game out of reach. But for Ohio State's defense, it wasn't what you were looking for. You were looking for a dominant performance and one that left you thinking this team's for real. The flip side of it, they have the opportunity this week against Michigan State to right their wrongs, steady the ship, and get back to the team that they know they can be, and the team that's in there somewhere. Because Michigan State's offense is very middle of the pack, and that's to say it nicely. They're just in the middle in both the run game and in the pass game. They're led by Aiden Childs at quarterback, who on the year is completing just north of 50% of his passes, has about 891 yards throwing the ball, 4 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. And on the run game, it isn't much better. 2 running backs in the backfield who have combined for just over 90 carries for just over 400 yards and 2 scores. So if they look to run the ball, Ohio State should have the advantage in stopping it. If they look to throw it, Ohio State has a great opportunity to not only stop the passing game, but to also convert it into turnovers and lead to more points on the offensive side of the football. For all things Ohio State Buckeyes, for news, highlights, analysis, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ohio State Buckeyes on SI, for more content just like this, but for also content throughout the week as we get you set for the weekend's opponent, as well as head coach interviews and player press conferences as well. And then over on our SI site, all of our written content, si.com/college/Ohio State for all things Buckeyes. But we appreciate you jumping in with us tonight as we get you set for Ohio State versus Michigan State Saturday night, 7:30 p.m.